EnviroThon is an environmental science and natural resources education program and competition. It involves 4 so-called eco stations: water, wildlife, forestry, and soils, and a so-called current issue project. As part of the current issue project, teams will research an environmental issue as it pertains to their community specifically. This year, the current issue topic was partnering with nature in our watersheds. So our team, Newton North, researched sustainable watershed management practices in our city, specifically at one local lake. I think one of the most valuable parts of the EnviroThon experience is the community involvement. Over the past couple of years, researching the current issue project in Newton, I've gotten to talk to some really amazing people and really environmentally passionate people. I've spoken with the president of our land trust, I've spoken with university professors, I've spoken with conservation activists, and each of those people can share really unique insights and experiences with environmental projects and goals in our city, which I think has really brought me closer to my community, to my neighborhood, and to my local environment. We were overjoyed to win the Massachusetts EnviroThon and go on to the National EnviroThon, held this year in Pocatello, Idaho.
Our first night at the competition, we attended the National EnviroThon trading session, which is where every team brings an item or several items representative of their state or province or country and trades it and exchanges it with other teams for their items. We brought some hats, we brought some water bottles, and some small Massachusetts-shaped stickers, and we traded them for an incredible bounty of other goods. We got some hot sauce from Arizona, we got some stamps from China, and it was a really cool experience just to walk around and see the sheer number of students and the sheer diversity of places people were coming from.
Going into the testing day, I think all of us team members were pretty nervous about how it would go and what to expect. But looking back on it now, I think it was a much more positive and exciting experience than any of us really thought, because a huge part of EnviroThon is team collaboration. When we were taking any of the tests, whether or not they were our specialty, we were able to help each other out and work through some of the tougher questions. And so I knew that even as I was answering a water question that I didn't really know how to approach, I could rely on my team members to help me out and give me suggestions. And I think that's the case even between different teams. Even though we're all technically competing against each other, I think we're all so excited to be at the competition and so passionate about the same things and about environmental science that we're able to support each other and have fun together and create bonds.
With training and testing behind us, on Wednesday we embarked on our fun day, which allowed us to explore the area around Pocatello and learn a lot about the culture of Idaho. We stopped off at a potato farm where we received a tour from the owner and learned a lot about his facility before ending up in Soda Springs, Idaho, where we got to view the geyser that they have there, and we had a nice picnic lunch in a local park. After that, we headed off to Chesterfield, Idaho, a ghost town that was actually abandoned in the early 20th century. And there, the EnviroThon committee had lined up for us a bunch of fun activities that we got to spend our afternoon doing. We got to tour the various homes that they have there, see the general store, make our own butter and ice cream, play some games that might have been played when the town was still inhabited, and just generally had a lot of fun interacting with other teams and learning about the history of that particular town.
The day after the Idaho Fun Day was sequestration. Sequestration just is when you enter a room for 6 or 7 hours, you're given a problem with some information and prompts on what questions you need to answer, and then you have to develop a presentation on the prompt, answering those questions from start to finish, so that by the end you're ready to present it to a panel of judges. So our prompt was that we had a farm, we had a ranch that needed a new management plan, and we were instructed to develop one based on various challenges and various facets of the ranch that we needed to address. Going into the sequestration, we were all nervous. We'd never done this before. We've never done anything like it before. Still, by the end, we all felt pretty confident in what we had produced. And it was really cool to see the presentation that we were making, but also our own mental states move from nervous and anxious to someplace where we were more confident, calmer about what we'd written, and ready to present it to the judges.
After we left Pocatello, we went and spent the day in Salt Lake City, which was really cool because I have never been to the West before, and neither had most of our team. So seeing the huge Great Salt Lake flying over it and all of the massive mountains, which are so much bigger than anything we have around here. And then we got to go up into a lake in the mountains and hike up even higher. And we saw all of the trees and the gorgeous view just overlooking the Great Salt Lake. And that was really cool. And a great experience, the whole getting to see a new place for the first time. It was really fun to see an environment which is just so different from what we have around here.